2 Corinthians 10 tells us the essence of the warfare here. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, they are not tangible, they are not material, but they are mighty in God for pulling down strongholds. And this strongholds is not up there in the sky, in the heavenly somewhere. All right, this strongholds is in our mind. The next verse, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. In other words, what is the obedience of Christ? By one man's obedience. All of us were made righteous. Now, the essence of warfare is this. The devil wants you to take your mind off that one man's obedience and put your mind back on your obedience, or the lack of it. That's warfare. And you are to demolish all these arguments, demolish every stronghold. Many of them are religious, all right, and say, no, it's not my obedience. Bring your thoughts captive to the obedience of Christ. It is His obedience. To the obedience of Christ. It is not, there's no way you can make your thoughts obey. But you can bring your thoughts to His obedience. And now the devil come to you and say, all right, before you can receive healing for your body, before you can partake of the communion, all right, have you obeyed? Have you obeyed? Even after you have obeyed, have you obeyed enough? It's never enough. As long as the focus is on you, it's never enough. But if you say, devil, by the way, the portion in Holy Communion where it says in 1 Corinthians 11, it says, whoso partaketh unworthily, not discerning the Lord's body, is not referring to the person, it's referring to the action. It's not saying if you're unworthy, you can't partake. Hey, in and of ourselves, we are all unworthy. Jesus' body was broken for unworthy people. He's saying, when you partake, don't partake unworthily, forgetting that the bread is broken for your body to be well. If you see that His body was broken, that your body might be healed, you are partaking worthily of what He did. Can I have a good amen, church? All right, so it's always back to His obedience, what He did, not what you did, not what you are doing, or what you failed to do. The devil always wants you focused on yourself. And he has this, I call it, the devil is so subtle. He doesn't come in a red underwear. You know that, okay? That is Superman. The red underwear is a different guy, okay? The devil comes to you in a subtle way. He plays mind games. He comes to your mind and he puts the personal pronoun in your mind. He doesn't say, all right, you are a loser. He says, I'm a loser. He put the thought down there. Then you have the thought, I'm a loser. I always have the bad breaks. I'm useless. I'm hopeless. I'm unlucky. I know we don't say that word in church, but a lot of people out there are. All right? Even people in church. But church, do not receive that, as your thoughts. Like, sometimes you hear profanities, even during praise and worship. Don't put up your hands. You can hear profanities and blasphemous thoughts even coming to your mind. Don't take responsibility for it. Keep on worshiping. Many people, when they hear those thoughts in their mind, they put their hands down. The devil got you. He didn't want you to worship, so he shot the thoughts in your mind. Now, it can come from the devil, many times it does, or it can come from your flesh. Your flesh has been crucified. It's dead. Okay, but you can still hear the flesh, all right, like the ringing of the bell of a church, for example. It rings for 50 times, but when it stops, you still hear the ringing. The flesh is crucified, but the lifestyle of it is still there. It will shoot bad thoughts, profanities, blasphemies in your mind. Or the devil put those thoughts in your mind, and if you accept it, you go down in a downward spiral. Church, I'm here to announce to you the good news. You're not righteous by your performance. You are righteous by what Jesus has done. And obedience to the faith is not this legalistic obedience of the law, all right, that many people are trying to bring back. Obedience to the faith means right believing. To the faith. Believe right, and you will live right. Amen. Believe right, and you will live right. We have had an abundance of sermons on right living, character, right living. And you know what? There's very little right living. Not because people are bad. It's because they do not know what else to do, because their belief system has not been changed. The righteous shall live by faith. You can say it like this: the righteous shall live by right believing. When you have right believing, you release the power of God. When you believe the gospel, the true gospel, when you have right believing, you will have right living. Are you listening? You have right results. It'll be effortless. Amen.